Hey Stampers, it's Brandy Cox here with Brandy's Cards. I am so excited. I have a fun fold card for you tonight. These are so fun to make and they're so easy, I promise you. They are so fun, and I use the Camellia stamp set, and check out that fun fold. Yeah, it's so cute, so easy to do, and it's basically just a normal card base. So I'm excited to show you exactly how I did that. Now I've actually got it in a couple other colors and variations too. So check out that one. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm excited. So I'm going to show you exactly how I created these cards and how you can take like an image or some die cuts and you can totally like recreate it yourself. So it's really a lot of fun, and if you like my project tonight, be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I publish my next video. Okay, so I'm excited to show you exactly how I created this card, and I've got a couple other examples for you as well. So what are you going to need? You're going to need to start off with your cutting board. That's right, your cutting board, a piece of paper, a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to show you start to finish exactly how to create it, okay? So this is the Camellia stamp set, and that is the stamp set that I used with today's cards. So pretty. This stamp set is gorgeous. Now it is only available during Celebration. You do have to, in order to get the stamp set, you have to purchase a $300 in merchandise before shipping and tax. And this stamp set is free. So it's absolutely gorgeous. If you have any questions about that, or if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And of course, send you complimentary catalogs. So just reach out to me. And of course, if you're one of my current customers, I'm so grateful for you. And you should already have your catalogs. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. I just wanted to show you that that was the one that I was using today. Now I have my piece of cardstock. This is the long edge, which is 11, and this one is 8.5. That's my short edge. So here, let's bring in my cutting board. Now I'm going to point out a couple of things. Right here are the measurements, so I can see my measurements down here, but I can also see them right here in the center of my cutting board. So, so let me show you exactly what I'm going to do here. So this is my long edge of my cardstock, and so it's 11. Half of 11 is 5.5. So basically, I'm going to cut 2 card bases. That's right. So we're going to cut 2 card bases. So here's 1 and here's 2. So all we need is 1. So I'm going to set the other aside. Now my 8.5 side is my long edge, and I'm going to turn that. I'm going to put that back in my cutting board. And if you look here, here's my 4.25. So 8.5, half of 8.5 is 4.25. So basically, it's just 1 card base, right? Now, if you can see up here, you've got your 4.25 right here, and I'm looking at that line, and that's where I'm going to score. So I'm going to move my blade out of the way. I'm going to score my cardstock at 4.25. That's right. Then what I'm going to do is open up my little panel here, and I'm going to bring my cardstock in and score it, because let me just point this out first. So I scored it right here, so this is 4.25. Well, now I need half of 4.25, which is 2 1/8. So let me show you that. It's actually a lot easier than you think. So look up here at these measurements. So I'm going to scale it back, and so let's take it all the way to 2, and then we're going to slightly move it forward. You see those 2 little lines? So this longer line is 1/4. That's 2 1/4, but we need half of that. So 2 1/8. So right about there. Perfect. Okay, we're going to score it and we're done. That is the fun fold. No, it will be. It's really cute, really cool, I promise you. So here we go. We're going to fold this guy and prep this. And so you can see here, this is basically your card base, right? And so we scored it here in the center, so I'm folding it back on itself. So you kind of have that, you know, kind of Z-type fold. All right, so now we get to do some stamping. So I love this part, right? This is the fun stuff. We get to do some stamping and creating. So here I have a Blushing Bride stamp pad. Blushing Bride, and I have my Camellia flower. And let's see, what else do I have here? I've got my piece of white, basic white cardstock. So I'm going to ink up my flower really good. So I'm going to just kind of turn it over. This kind of helps me get some leverage. So I do like to kind of tap it onto the block, or onto the stamp. So I'm going to kind of stamp this off to the right-hand side and kind of give it a good push. Oh, is that not just the most beautiful flower? It's absolutely stunning. And I mean, that was just one time inking it up. Now I also have Memento Black here, and that's how I'm going to add my sentiment today. So my sentiment today is "You're in my thoughts today." I just thought that was beautiful. So I'm going to ink that up as well. And I'm just going to stamp it right there. "You're in my thoughts." Isn't that beautiful, stamped right on the top? I thought that was just really, really nice. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I have this piece right here, and I'm going to stamp a border. That's right, well, sort of a border, kind of an inside border. So I'm going to ink it up again, and instead of doing a border on the right-hand side, which is generally what I do, I'm going to go in for the left-hand side. And I'm going to tell you why here in just one second. When I start to put this card together, you're going to go, "Oh, I get it. I see why she did that." So yeah, so let me just stamp kind of, and I did sort of overlay it there. I don't think that it matters too much. It doesn't bother me. So I did do that on purpose. Now, if you don't like to kind of get it, overlaying on itself, then you just want to just be mindful of that when you're stamping. All right, so I'm going to set my Blushing Bride aside, and I'm going to grab my liquid adhesive and show you exactly how I put this card together. Oh, it's so pretty, right? Okay, so a lot of times I stamp on the right-hand side. Today I did it on the left for this insert piece. Now the reason that I did that is because I want it hidden here on the inside. So when you open it up, you have this like beautiful surprise. Yep, that's why I decided to do that. Now this piece is Blushing Bride, and it was embossed with my Tasteful Textile embossing folder. So it's just kind of a really nice, nice texture there. So here we go. I am going to add some liquid adhesive behind this panel. This panel is just the right size to go right here in the front. So I'm just going to layer that on here. Perfect. Now you can also burnish these edges if your cardstock is a little unruly and it's not staying flat. You can take yourself a bone folder, right? And you can really kind of get in there and burnish those edges. Now a lot of times you want to do that obviously before you start layering it up, but it's certainly not going to hurt anything if you go in there and add that, kind of work that down. All right, so let's flip this over, and we need some Stampin' Dimensionals. So these are my Stampin' Dimensionals, my little foam adhesive dots, if you will, or little pop dots. And so I'm going to add these to the back of my image, and then I'm going to add it to the top of my basic black cardstock. So I'm going to center it the best that I can here, just like that. Perfect. And now check this out. This is where the magic happens. Oh, so pretty. So I'm going to basically add adhesive down this side of my card. So you just want to be mindful of where that's at. And then I'm going to kind of line it up how I want it. Be very careful, because when I set it down, I want to make sure that all the adhesive stays on that panel. We don't want it to kind of come over and glue my card shut. That would be bad. So there you go. That's my first card today. So fun to make. These cards are so beautiful. And, honestly, I give all the glory to the stamp set. The stamp set is absolutely stunning. So these are the iridescent rhinestones, and I think that's what I used for this one. I thought it was really beautiful on there. So I'm just going to add one of these iridescent rhinestones right to the top of my card. Okay, so I'm really excited. I want to show you one more variation, and then I've got a couple other designs to share with you as well. So I just cleaned my stamp set on my stamp on my Simply Chamois, and I'm just trying to kind of make sure that I've got all of the water off and it's clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my cutting board back in. So hang tight, let me grab it. And I have a piece of basic black cardstock. Again, I've started with a regular basic black 8.5 by 11. I'm going to cut the long side, right, at 5.5. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna flip our cardstock 90 degrees and cut it, or score it the halfway mark, which is at 4 1/4. So let's score it at 4 1/4. Then we're gonna bring it back to 2 1/8, which is halfway between the, halfway of the 4 1/4 panel, right? There we go. So we are ready to get stamping on that. So fold it in half. And again, if you want to burnish that edge, you certainly can take your bone folder and do that. And then I also have, this piece panel scored, and we're going to just kind of score that and burnish that real good too. Okay, so now we have that. So let me show you what I did with Gorgeous Grape. This color is absolutely, well, it's Gorgeous Grape, so it's gorgeous. Purple, love it. Okay, so I think that this card would be such a beautiful Mother's Day card. Oh, I think there's lots of different things that you could do with it. But I'm going to take you and show you this panel. Remember, we stamped on the left-hand side. Now we're going to stamp on the right-hand side. So we're going to ink this guy up real good. Oh, wait till you see this stamped. It is just like absolutely stunning. And now that I say that, I think I want to do the other one on there. So let's do the flower on the front first. So I'm going to do the flower here first. Straight down, straight up. Oh my goodness gracious, that's so pretty, isn't it? Okay, so then they have this like little leaf type piece that's in there as well. So that piece is what I think I'm going to stamp over here. I like to switch things up. I like to shake it up a little bit. I don't always like to do the exact same thing. So that's why I'm like, wait a second, let's use that one instead. So there we go. Now we have a beautiful tailored inside piece, don't we? Let's bring in our Memento Black ink. And so we're going to stamp our sentiment. So here I thought, well, how about we do a happy birthday? So it looks like I may have put my happy birthday away. So hang tight while I pull it back out really quick here. And I do have a block. And so remember, you just kind of have to push it on that block. And I do have a piece of basic white cardstock. So I'm just going to stamp my happy birthday. That worked out great. And I am good to go there. So I'm just setting those pieces aside. Now this piece I also cut and embossed with the Tasteful Textile. So we're going to add that to the top of our panel here. And so this color is Highland Heather. That's right. So this is kind of our accent color. And then we are going to add this to the front panel of our basic black cardstock. So that's going to cover, most of that panel, right? There we go. Perfect. Now I have this piece. Now this piece is going to go inside of my cardstock, or inside of my card. Okay. So right here, this piece is going to go right on the inside. So like the other card, it was stamped in here, so it was a surprise. On this one, you can see it on the other side, which I thought was super cool. Okay, well, rats, I totally forgot to glue this one down first. I got all excited. Look at that. Oh, well. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to keep going and show you the rest of this, and then I'll show you the finished card. And you'll see. It still looks pretty good that way, too. All right, so then I'm going to add my Highland Heather cardstock on the top of the black, the basic black. And these are all cut down, gosh, to 1/8. So don't get upset with me. You guys just, you just made your card base and you cut it or you scored it to 1/8. So you can certainly cut there as well. It does, you got to just kind of be careful. But it is totally doable, I promise you. And once you learn your, you learn where that's at on the cutting board, it definitely makes it a lot easier, for sure. All right, so here, let me add my next dimensional down, and we're going to stick this right here to the top, just like that. Pretty. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love that. Now, if you want, I just stamped this on my cardstock, and I'm just going to cut a banner. I'm kind of looking at it, and it looks like it's probably, I can see in here is my panel, so I'm just going to cut where it's close to the top of that. And so I did not measure that at all. I just kind of stamped it and then I cut it, and that's, you know, just kind of want to keep that simple. Now, one thing that I did like is I kind of liked a little banner cut into that. So here we go. Let's go ahead and add our little banner right about in here. So cool. So I just kind of cut my own little banner. I'm going to add some liquid adhesive behind here, and then I'm going to add it right to the front. Perfect. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. Now remember, we have this fun fold panel here. And I mean, that looks pretty cool like that too. Who knows? Sometimes when you kind of like have a oops, sometimes it could be like a real, you know, the best mistake ever, because you're like, oh, I would have never tried that. So that's pretty cool. All right. So I'm going to add that here to the front of my card, and I'm going to pull away this scrap paper under here and my missing Highland Heather piece. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to bring in a gem. So I think on this one, I also used these beautiful jewel iridescent rhinestones. They are so pretty. And on this one, I decided I wanted to add a few more. I would just recommend you add, you know, add how many you like. But sometimes I like to, you know, dress it up with 2 or 3 more. It's a lot of fun. They're really, really pretty. All right, so there is that fun fold card. So here, let me show you the one that I did earlier when I remembered my Highland Heather here to kind of coordinate with the front. But I think they're both really pretty. So here, check out this one. So this is the one that, actually I think it was this one. This is the one that we did earlier. And check out this one. So here we go. This one here is, this one's done in Pool Party. And this is Pool Party cardstock with it stamped on Pool Party. And then when you open it up, yeah, so there's no insert here. This is actually the card base. Yep. And then you just open it up just like that. So all of these cards, the bases are exactly the same. It just depends on how I decided to switch up those fronts. So super cool, super fun. I do have a couple others that I want to share with you though. Very excited. So here, if you like these projects, please be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified of my videos. All right. And I also have this new beginner series that I'm super excited about. So make sure that you go to BrandysCards.com/beginners and you can subscribe there as well so that you'll get notified of any new videos that I'm doing. And of course, you'll be able to go back and see all of the other beginner videos. You know, we've all been a beginner once, and sometimes it could be overwhelming. So it's sometimes really nice just to kind of go back and get a refresher, if you will. So make sure that you check those out. They're really a lot of fun, and I've tried to keep them short and you know, really focused on what we're talking about at that time. So real excited about those. Okay, well, before I go, I want to show you a couple more cards. All right, so here, I'm going to pull in Honeybee. This stamp set is so pretty. I love it, and I like the simplicity of it, and of course the nature. I like the font, really nice. So here, let me show you the card that I created with that. So here, you're the nicest, and I stamped this long flower here, and then I did a, you know, the vertical. You're the nicest. I stamped my bee and I cut him out or die cut him out, and then I used Stampin' Blends. So check that out. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so I thought that was kind of fun instead of kind of a naked inside, if you will. I just coordinated, you know, a piece of Granny Apple Green here. And so this is one of our new embossing folders, and I don't think I have it over here with me right now. Well, actually, let me pull it up. I think that I do. Now that I think about it, this is our new mini catalog, January through June of 2022. So if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love the opportunity to help you and earn your business. And I can send you a set of catalogs if you would like. So here it's called Stripes and Splatters 3D. So I'm assuming these are our stripes, right? So, and the Honeybee stamp set is also featured in here as well. Super, super pretty stamp set. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside, and excited to show you that, right? So fun. And it's the exact same, you know, same as these other cards, and it's really no different. It's just a different image on the front. Yep, just a different image. Okay, so here, check out a third one. So this one, instead of stamping an image, I decided to use die cuts. That's right, so I just used my die cuts from the Nature's Harvest and die cut these, what, cattails maybe? And just kind of put them together and did a play on the colors. And again, it's that really cute fun fold technique. So I just really, really love it, and I hope that you do too. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you think, okay, I can go do this. I want to go give it a try. I hope that you do, and you know, you can use any image on the front, and I also showed you that you can use die cuts on the front as well. So you don't even really have to stamp anything except maybe a sentiment, right? So just a lot of fun. And I would love for you to give it a try. And if you want to, I'd love for you to email me and share with me what you created. I'd also love for you to leave me a comment and let me know which one that you liked best. I know it's hard to pick. I know it is, but I'd love to hear which one that you enjoyed best as well. Now, I do want to let you guys know that we have recently added a bunch of new items to my online retired store. That's right, so we have a retired store, and I've added a bunch of new products to that. So make sure you go over there and check out that store as well. You never know what you might find, that you know, a hidden treasure over there that maybe you've missed from the past. You know, I love to go ahead and sell those and get those out, just because if I'm not going to be able to use them, I want somebody else to love them and enjoy them as much as I did. So make sure that you check that out as well. So I hope that you enjoyed my video today. I will have all the sizes and dimensions on BrandysCards.com. So make sure you go over there and check that out. While you're at BrandysCards, don't forget to /beginners there and subscribe to receive my notifications for my new videos. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you. Happy crafting. Take care.